Hey guys, Eric Welch from PreSonus here, and today I want to talk to you about how to properly install a PDA1000 passive panel kit. Now, if you don't already know, what the passive panel kit allows you to do is for any speaker that we sell that uses a PDA1000 amplifier, it allows you to remove the amplifier from the speaker, mount it in a 19-inch rack, and then convert the speaker into a passive box. So before we get started, I want to talk to you about what comes in the panel kit. The first item you're going to have is your rack mount panel for your amplifier. You're going to have your passive panel itself, an NL4 connector that goes into the passive panel. You're going to have a pair of harnesses if you're working with a full range box, and you're going to have a pair of harnesses if you're working with a mono box, such as a subwoofer. Also included is all the hardware you're going to need and the instruction guide. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is prep our passive panel. So we want to take our panel along with the NL4 connector. We're going to pop this connector right in the middle of the panel, and it is already threaded, ready to go for your screws. So you take the two included Phillips heads, install one here. Okay, now that we've got our NL4 connector installed into the panel, the next thing is to install our wiring harness on the back of the connector. Now you need to determine whether or not you're working with a full range box. If so, you're going to use the 4-lead connector. If it's a mono box such as a subwoofer, you're going to use the 2-lead connector. In our case here, we're working on a full range CDL, so we're going to use our 4-wire connector, and we're going to take the short female Molex, and on the back of the panel here, black wire is going to go to -1. Our red wire is going to go to +1, and that is for the low frequency driver. Our green wire is going to go to -2, and our white wire is going to go to +2, and this is for our high frequency driver. Okay, now that we've got our panel prepared, we're going to go ahead and pull the amplifier from our CDL. Now, two very important things to remember: please power off the speaker and disconnect it from power. So now we're going to go ahead and remove the 8 3mm hex screws in the back of the amplifier. And guys, make sure that once you are removing these screws, you hold on to them because you're going to need them to install the panel. Okay, now that we've got our screws removed, we're going to grab our pry tool and go ahead and pull our amplifier out. And if you just hook gently around the screw holes, it should come loose. Just like that. All right, now once we've removed our amplifier, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the Molex connector from the back of the amplifier. Press the tab on the top and the bottom, and it should slide right out of the clip. Now we're going to set the amplifier to the side, and we're going to reinstall our passive panel. Now we put the female Molex connector on the back. It's a 6-pin connector, and it should marry right up with the panel. Like so. And then we simply put our panel in and bolt it back down. Okay, now that we've got our passive panel installed and our amplifier removed, it's time to install the amplifier into the rack plate. The amplifier goes in the plate from the top down. And then you're going to install the 8 included 3mm hex screws. Okay, now that we have our amplifier installed in the rack mount panel, it's time to install the wiring harness. So we're going to turn the amp over, and we're going to use the same 4-wire type Molex connector that we did inside the box, and we are going to clip it into the back of the amplifier. And there you have it. This amp is ready to be racked up and connected to the speaker. Now on the other end of this wiring harness, we've given you plenty of length that you can come out and terminate to any connector you like. Okay, well guys, thanks for watching. I hope this explains how to install our passive PDA1000 amplifier panel, and please contact your sales support team if you have any questions.